Hello, my colleagues. Welcome back to Career and Corporate Hub. I would like to continue with the topic of bursary. So, if you have not watched the other video, I took a video where I was talking about the bursary application, how to apply. I also shared a template that you can use to apply towards your bursary. So that template can make your application stand out. So please go check out that video. It also has information that can really help you to make your application stand out. So first of all, what is a bursary? And I actually checked on Google. I don't just want to say, and actually I shouldn't even have checked on Google. I should have like proper referencing. So a bursary is a scholarship to attend a college or university. You see why I shouldn't have checked on Google, because there's a scholarship, there's also a bursary. I think sometimes a scholarship can be different from a bursary, from what I know, right? However, looking at another source, a bursary is a monetary award made by any educational institution or funding authority to individuals or group. It is usually awarded to enable a student to attend university, school, or college when they might not be able to or otherwise, right? So a bursary is usually awarded to people who have done well, in their matric or also in university. It's not just about the guys that have just or rather matriculants, like who have just wrote matric. The reason why I'm doing a second video, it is because I wish somebody had told me about the importance, or rather who qualifies for a bursary, and nobody explained this to me. And going to university, it was so tough to get funding. It was very tough to also get funded at home. So going through queue trying to get NSFAS was also not easy. Get rejections, and I remember the only time I was accepted for NSFAS, I think it was for 6 months, and I had used my uncle's details. So having to lie, having to all that, it was just a lot. And if somebody had told me that your results are great, I've got a delivery. I had a delivery. So if somebody had told me that if you've got 65% and above from your matric results, you do qualify for a bursary, because that's like usually the minimum requirement of a bursary. And trust me now, I've been in the bursary panel and looking at the grade 12 results. A lot of kids who had applied for those bursaries had more than 80%. They had great results. So it was really a very tight competition. So now talking about this is just to emphasize the importance of having a bursary. So a bursary, it is important because it is going to pay for your tuition. And also you get food, you get accommodation, you get books as well, which is great. And there are some people who can afford to go to school, isn't their parents can pay for the bursary. However, the tricky part is when you finish studying, you are looking for a job, or rather you're going to look for a job. And with a bursary that is coming from companies that are reputable companies, where their intake is also based on the pipelines. For an example, there are people that are going to retire in 4 to 5 years or 6 years, and then they start then building the skill from university. So they create their succession plan from university. Then if you've got a bursary, then it becomes easier for you to get employed after you're done studying, more especially in a country like South Africa, where it's hard to get a job. I've engaged with a lot of people with great results from university, yet they're struggling to find a job. That's why having a bursary then can work to your advantage, that companies are building a pipeline. So they are building that succession plan. So this is number one advantage, apart from, like bursary, paying for your tuition fees and all other, benefits. Second one, actually, let's say the first one is tuition fees, and the second one is, like the pipeline, and the third one is, vacation work. So some companies allow you to come and do a vacation work during your studies, during holidays. It's either winter holiday or December. You get to make some extra cash, but besides the money that you could make during that period, it's also beneficial for your growth. When you get to placed, for an example, in departments that have they are doing that succession plan, so therefore you get to learn what some of the stuff that you will be doing in class, or some of the stuff that you've done already in class. You get to apply them, and you get to apply yourself from the theory that you're learning in university. You sometimes get to apply it in at work. That's also when you're being intentional about the vacation work that you'll be doing during that period, or you've got a great mentor who is going to also help you to streamline your vacation work, your development plan. So that's why I would recommend people to really always try and apply for a bursary. Now we're looking at things like NSFAS. NSFAS, they're saying that it's a bursary. However, the only disadvantage with NSFAS, the advantage is you don't pay for it. You don't pay back the money, which I paid my money back. I think I was owing 20 something thousand, and I had a fee which was, a specific amount which was deducted, or rather I was sending every month. So and even when I was sending the money, paying the money, it was already a bursary, and I didn't know, but I paid that money. And I think I'd realized like a few years later that actually I think I'm done paying for NSFAS. So with NSFAS, it does not give you a job placement. So it only helps you with paying for your fees. And if your results are great, please do try and get a bursary. Like, fight to get a bursary. Go to that first video and look at the template, and also how you can apply for a bursary, because I've engaged with people with great results from matric, and where they qualify for a bursary. Some had 7 distinctions out of 7 subjects. However, they did not qualify for or rather, the way they were applying, they didn't get any bursary, and then they got NSFAS, and then yay, I'm secured, I'm gonna study with it. But it becomes a challenge when you're done studying. So that's why it's quite important that you then really push that you get a bursary in a company that can also help you with internship afterwards, because all you need after studying is to gain experience from internship or a graduate program. After that, you can easily find a job in other areas. And it also depends on the degree that you've studied. Looking at the degrees that you should study this year in 2024. Actually, let's first complete the bursary part. So, and there are also scholarships. Usually scholarships are funded to people who come from disadvantaged families. So those ones, I'm not really clued up about them. I know more about the bursary because I was also part of the or rather I've engaged in the recruitment process, and that's why I know about it. And I know a lot of people who've studied using a bursary, and then afterwards they had to work for the company that has paid for their bursary. And also, a bursary can also have a disadvantage that when you finish studying, you don't have a choice of the company that you would like to work for. You have to work for, if it paid for your fees for 3 years, you have to pay back that money by working for them for 3 years, which is also a disadvantage sometimes. Looking at, for an example, medicine bursary. If you have got a bursary from a specific province, after you have qualified as a doctor, you have to work back for the years that they've paid for your bursary. For an example, if your bursary is coming from Free State and you want to go work in maybe Eastern Cape, it binds you. Like, you can't go work in Eastern Cape afterwards. You have to pay back for the bursary. Some people are able to do it, without the bursary holders, or rather companies that have paid for their bursaries knowing. But if they find out, they can block you and you wouldn't be able to work in other areas until you work if they paid for 6 years, 7 years, until you work for 7 years for them. So that's a disadvantage with a bursary. However, for me, in a country like South Africa, where unemployment rate is like skyrocketed, I would advise that you choose an option for a bursary. And these are for people that are not go-getters, that are out there. They don't put themselves out there. But if like, when you're done, you're gonna network, you're gonna, then you can do it either way. However, this is what's more advisable. And I think what is also, like, let's also look at degrees to study in 2025. I've gotten a lot of questions from people who just wrote matric last year and now they've got great results, and they're asking, what do you think I should study in 2025? And this is a great question because of the high unemployment rate. I've engaged with a lot of people from HR, from finance. These are some of the degrees or qualifications or diplomas or certificates where people are not getting jobs. So if you are planning to study these degrees, you need to also build your network while you're studying them. You need to look at how you position yourself while you are studying them. Therefore, getting a bursary would also be a great idea because, with a company that can also give you an internship or a graduate program afterwards, or rather just hire you afterward, this would then be a great idea. And also, it depends on the university where you study. If you are planning to study finance and HR at a college and you get a certificate and a diploma, I wouldn't advise it in 2025 because, there are just not enough jobs. Companies are hiring people with higher qualifications because of then, they are also they're applying for very entry level jobs that maybe in like 10 years ago, they were being applied. I mean, they were rather, the minimum qualification would be a matric, but now things are changing because of all this high unemployment rate in South Africa, and with employment equity as well. A lot of things have changed. For an example, the qualifications are very vital, like in companies, because when they do audits and they find that they don't, like, you've hired a specific person for a specific position and they do not qualify or rather they don't have the qualification for those for that position, then it becomes, a company can be it can be, I don't know, I'm like trying to think of the correct word. It will be breach of contract, so business management also for an undergraduate. I've said this so many times that don't study business management with the aim of going to look for a job. Business management should allow you to start your own business. So study business management with the aim of starting your own business. And this is also another topic that it's such a disadvantage that people that are teaching these courses, either at a college or somewhere, are people who've never run businesses themselves. So they're giving you theory that at the end you're not able to apply it because they can't really give you like practical real life examples because they haven't really been in those areas themselves. However, because of then the shortage of lecturers, then they end up hiring people who have been studying and then end up being unemployed, and then they end up then going to lecture. So it also becomes a disadvantage to a student who's studying towards business management or business administration. So those are some of the degrees that when you really thinking of what to study, rather don't really think too much about these ones, because you're going to have to do a lot in order for you to stand out when you're applying, because then there aren't a lot of jobs in these areas. And I'm saying this because I've engaged with a lot of people looking for a job, and those people that I've engaged with as well, they really struggle. And I look at like people from the engineering field, when they're looking for a job, engage them 3 months, they get hired, most of them. So it's just a matter of let's look at your CV, and then few months down the line they are hired. So definitely engineering. And in 2025, the combination of, for an example, mechatronics and mechanical engineering, those are, this is one of the courses that the companies are looking for now. They're looking for these degrees that are like a combination of two different qualifications. So like electrical and computer engineering. So it's always like now, like these two these two qualifications. And trust me, the worst thing about, studying, or not even the worst thing, now you can have a mechanical engineering degree and you work in finance. And I'm saying this because I applied for a job in finance and I wanted to move in finance, with my mechanical engineering degree. So it's really one of those things that when you're like really thinking about studying, look at the bursaries that are being offered. That should be your main reference. Do I see bursaries in this qualification that I'm choosing? And I know you're going to say, yeah, but not everyone has got good results. But there are some qualifications that do not require maths and science, or rather just science. Please do maths, because this is really a prerequisite for a lot of degrees. So it could be challenging. However, go and do extra classes, like go an extra mile and try to do better in maths. So I'm wearing this, and it's very cold outside. I'm sure it's in the negative, but inside it's hot, and it feels good actually doing a video wearing this. But anyway, I digress. I don't know why I'm digressing. Let me just drink water. Guys, where are the people who studied economics? I am looking for candidates who studied economics with an average of above 65%. Like, where are you? Where are you guys? I asked the group that are open for December, supporting with job hunting, but I can't find anyone who studied economics. Where are you guys? I think this is also one degree that is currently like, like some companies are looking for it. Where are you guys? If you are here, please comment down below and leave your email address, or like you can send me on my DM as well at Kodani Tlajoyo. Yeah, please do. I'm looking for people who studied economics. So, colleagues, I think I'm gonna end here. I hope I've touched on almost everything that could help you understand why a bursary is very important. And please do share this video with anyone that could really use this information, because I see a lot of people really sleeping on getting good bursaries from good companies. So please do share this video, and yeah, I think that's it. Be kind and gentle.